I'm going to tell you exactly how to get your first 100 subscribers on YouTube as someone who has literally done it multiple times. And I'm going to keep this really simple, and I'm going to tell you really that there are 5 key things that you're going to need to do in order to get those first 100 subscribers on YouTube. The first one is you have to understand why people subscribe to a YouTube channel in the first place. They can't subscribe if they don't watch videos. So you have to start with making your videos something that the viewer actually wants to watch. You have to create value for the viewer up front because value equals views. Quality is what equals subscribers. Remember, value equals views, quality equals subscribers, and quantity equals growth. So you have to understand who you're making videos for, what videos they would want to actually click on and why, and then you have to be able to produce content that is of a decent quality that's going to make them subscribe. And quality is broken into 3 key parts that give the viewer a good experience. And that's going to be your production values, your performance on camera, and your personality. Or when I got started, lack of it. The easiest thing to actually improve on YouTube that's going to help you convert subscribers is going to be your on-camera performance, and that's something that's going to require practice. The reason that it's going to feel slow, and by the way, it's normal to grow on YouTube slow. It's very normal to grow on YouTube slow. You usually have to practice in order to be good on camera and to be able to communicate your ideas clearly and be able to make an emotional connection with the audience. It's not an easy thing to do, which is why most people do not succeed on YouTube. In fact, 90% of people who try to grow a YouTube channel never ever get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. That's how hard it is. With this video and the videos in my growth series, I'm going to teach you how to get to 100 subscribers, then your first 1,000 subscribers, and then get monetized with the watch hours on YouTube if that's something you want to do. And then we'll get you into that 10% of people who get to 10,000 subscribers, because if you can do that, you have a chance at taking this seriously, and if you want, you could become a full-time YouTuber if you can grow past that 10,000 subscriber hurdle. Now, obviously, when it comes to your production values, you may be starting out with nothing more than your smartphone. And the best thing you could probably do is at least get a microphone that's going to improve the audio quality there a little bit, because when it comes to the production, you need to have good audio. You need lighting that helps with, distractions and shadows and things like that. Natural lighting is probably going to be the $0 version of it for many of you when you're starting out. But if you're going to film outside, or you're going to take advantage of that daylight to save money on fancy camera equipment and lighting gear, then you at least need to have good audio, especially if you're outdoors. Quality camera gear can definitely help, and the reason that this helps with subscribers, even if you're a small YouTuber starting out, is starting out strong can help you. I don't want to discourage you or say, okay, I can't do this, I don't have all these things, but the higher your production, the better your storytelling and editing when you're making your content, at least in the beginning, it can actually help you grow faster instead of slower. If you can't do these things, you're going to have to work really hard and grind, and it will be slower. Even big YouTubers had to deal with this. Marques Brownlee, when he started out, he has like 15 million subscribers and growing right now, over 15 million. He made 100 videos and he only got 74 subscribers. And when he started out, he didn't have the best gear to make his videos. He was just new. He was a kid making videos in his parents' dining room about tech. So when you're not in a position to have, high quality content at the beginning, understand that it's slow to grow. That is what is normal. What is the exception is people who come out the gate swinging with fancy camera gear, very expensive lenses and audio production, and people to help them film. I know it might look like it, but that is not the norm on YouTube. That's just the people that everyone is watching. In terms of personality, this largely comes down to things like confidence and charisma on camera, and then also whether you're saying things that alienate your audience, or if you're in a niche where you actually have to be accurate, whether you're giving good or bad information. So just keep in mind that you can't really do too much about your personality. People like you or they don't. The problem is a lot of people don't actually showcase their personality in their videos, and then it's harder to build that emotional connection with the audience. This was one of my biggest struggles when I first started as a small YouTuber. If you watch my earliest videos, they're very bad. They're very dry, have no on-camera energy, and as much as I am, a very articulate person, that's not the same thing as being able to communicate clearly on camera to an audience. It is not the same thing. Practice, 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 and this may help you. If you are struggling with this, then before you upload your videos to YouTube, maybe you make some practice videos, or maybe you get on either TikTok or Instagram and you make some kind of throwaway videos there just for practice. This is why we say make 100 crappy videos. It doesn't necessarily mean you upload 100 crappy videos to YouTube. This is something a lot of big YouTubers did back in their day. Back in our day, everything was harder. But what you do is you need to practice to get comfortable. I mean, that's the only reason I even got comfortable to do little jokes and gimmicks like the whole back in my day voice, which is something, it was an inside joke between me and my friends for years. I started incorporating it into my videos, showing just a little bit of personality. Took a while to even come out as a nerd and to be able to have stuff in the background, all of my little nerd memorabilia. I mean, even your set design might showcase your personality, and then the audience might be able to connect with you more because you become relatable. So these are important things that are gonna help you in the early stages of your YouTube career. And it goes beyond you just getting those first 100 subscribers, but this is gonna make it much more likely. And with this foundation, going from 100 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers will not be nearly as difficult. Let's talk a little bit about your first videos on YouTube and making them as effective as possible. Do not be lazy on your thumbnails because that is a barrier to views. Getting views comes down to topics that people want to watch, not what you want to make, not what you want to say. You can incorporate that, obviously. I'm not telling you that you can't do things that you care about or are passionate about, but you have to find a way to make that relatable and relevant to an actual audience that is out there trying to decide what video to watch. So the topic that you pick is important. The next thing is the title. The title then has to communicate that thing to the audience and make them say, you know what, that's relevant to me, or I relate to that, or that's something I need right now, or that I'm excited about or curious about right now. So you need to be able to communicate clearly in the title what the expectations are for the video. And then it comes down to the thumbnail. The thumbnail represents that. It's a first impression. It's like dressing up for the job that you want. You want to be a bigger YouTuber? Don't dress up your thumbnails like somebody that is a complete rookie. If you can't help it, I understand, you can improve. I've made a detailed thumbnail tutorial here on YouTube that you can watch that's kind of like, short and to the point, but if you want absolutely a free workshop and masterclass that basically should have been an online course, I actually did a free thumbnail workshop. It was a live stream and we left it up on the channel for people to be able to learn. Topic, title, thumbnail. This is the barrier to getting views, and if you can't get views, you can't get subscribers. Roughly 1% of the views you get on YouTube will turn into the subscribers that you have. So if that's the case, then your best bet when it comes to getting your first 100 subscribers on YouTube, if you want 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I'd be telling you that your target goal is 100,000 views on your channel. Since you only want to get 100 subscribers to start, what do you need? You need to target getting your first 10,000 views on YouTube. And if you go to your YouTube analytics, you're not going to be able to say, I'm a small YouTuber, YouTuber's not promoting me, they're not giving me a chance. You will see impressions in your YouTube analytics dashboard that says, here's YouTube pushing you out, and then you'll see your click-through rate and say, oh wow, like less than 2% of the people YouTube gave me an opportunity with are clicking on my videos. If I improve my topic, styles, and thumbnails, 2% becomes 5%, 5% becomes 10%, and then, oh, all of a sudden I'm getting some views. I'm actually growing. Those views, if you're making quality content, if you're making stuff that people want to watch and want to watch more of, those people become subscribers. So how many videos do you need to make? Well, it depends on the quality of your content. And like I said, that's down to production, performance, and personality. But it's also down to packaging, which is why when you publish, you gotta package it right, topic, title, and thumbnail. There's also a such thing as timing. Sometimes you grow faster if you can hop on a trend. For your first 100 subscribers, I don't think it matters, but people who try to blow up and grow fast, they usually take advantage of trends. But they also usually are doing that not with their first videos, not a lot of the time. They have to build up so that they can actually be good on camera, so they can learn how to edit properly, and so they can know how to actually use a camera and lights and microphones in the first place. In terms of how you can promote your videos, when you're asking somebody, and you're not just letting the YouTube algorithm do all the work for you, when you are asking somebody to watch your videos, ask them for feedback on their video. Ask them, hey, what do you think about this video? Or hey, you know what? I know you're interested in this thing or that thing. What do you think about my video on it? So if I was making a video about Star Wars or Harry Potter or Game of Thrones, I would find people that I can talk to about Game of Thrones, and then I might ask them, hey, I made a video about that character. What do you think about this? Or tell me your fan theory. And then I want to know what you think of this video and how can I make it better? Because what people are willing to do is they're willing to watch a video and then they are willing to give you feedback, because people do like validating their own opinions, and people do love it when someone asks them for advice. So that's actually a really good way to start a conversation around your content. And then once they give you that feedback, you can respond to them authentically and then say, hey, I'm gonna work on that thing that you said. Could you do me a huge favor? Could you subscribe so that there's a better chance other people might be able to see what I'm trying to do here? But also, I want you to come back and I want you to see that I took your advice seriously and that I used it to improve my content. That's a really good way early on to get people to subscribe to your channel. The foundation of you growing as a new YouTuber comes down to your ability to plan around the idea of understanding your audience, being able to produce quality content, then being able to publish and package it properly for that audience, and then being able to promote it effectively to the community of people that would care about that same content that you love making. And finally, you have to be consistent about YouTube one way or another, whether that means uploading on a schedule, putting out the same type of content for the same type of people. Those are the kind of things that help you grow a YouTube channel successfully. That has been tried and true for a while, and I want to tell you, I'm here to tell you, do not think that you can just make random videos. There's not a successful YouTuber out there making random videos. They have a plan, they have a purpose. They're not spending thousands of dollars to make videos without a plan. It might be cute to think that way, but just because you can't see the pattern and you can't see the strategy doesn't mean there isn't one. They're uploading intentional videos, not random videos. They may not be making videos about exactly the same thing every single time, but that itself is a strategy. It's not them making whatever they feel like. Most successful YouTubers don't make whatever they feel like. Hobby YouTubers make whatever they feel like and then complain about the numbers and struggle to grow. And I say this as somebody who has done a variety of content over the years, evolved and changed things up over the years, and it does mess with your ability to get consistent numbers. If you want consistent numbers, stick to consistent content, and that's usually what works. If you enjoyed this video, you definitely want to check out my other YouTube tips videos. I'm going to link to that playlist down below for you. Also, if you're trying to grow and you are a new YouTuber, I have this video that you should watch down below with 15 tips for new YouTubers. I definitely recommend it. As always, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.